Hey guys, got some new reading glasses. Hope they don't bother you. Ooh, wow, they make my feet look bigger. Um, I've got something I got to say today. It's a little bit of a rant. It's not going to be the most popular thing I've ever said, and I don't care. We are living in the medical dark ages in America right now. It's been going on about 100 years now. We've rejected all forms of natural medicine and all forms of metabolic therapy and focused exclusively on pharmaceutical drugs and that one track path. There's nothing else in society, nothing else on the planet that a one track process is the right way every time. And that's certainly the case with medicine as well. As a cancer patient, I have firsthand insight into what's going on, and here's a perfect example. So my medical doctor that I work with and has built a protocol and a list of medication that in combination is going to help treat my cancer, not my cancer, this cancer that I have. One of the prescriptions he wrote was rejected by the insurance company. And so I filed an appeal, and they tell me the rejection is because it's an off-label use. Now, here's a couple of problems I have here. Number one, why does an insurance company employ a doctor? I already have a doctor. They have a doctor checking my doctor? That makes no sense. That's just extra cost in the system. Why does the insurance company need a doctor on staff? He's not treating patients. He's not an active doctor. So he's not involved in the day-to-day of treating patients. He's just checking other doctors. So what we're saying is that there's a theory out there with insurance companies that local doctors who are treating patients are so incompetent that the insurance company needs a doctor to double check on them. I totally reject that. The doctors that I know personally and that I work with and that treat me, they are incredibly competent. They are incredibly good, incredibly conscientious about what they do, and they care about making sure that I get taken care of. Now, this faceless, nameless, untouchable, I can't get to this person, doctor, that works for the insurance company, who is got layers of protection between their phone system and himself and me, so that I can't talk to them. Somebody's going to try and convince me that that person cares about me and cares about my protocol and my treatment. You're never going to convince me of that. You can't. That person's not accountable to anyone, certainly not accountable to me, and I'm the patient. They can't be accountable to me if I can't talk to them. Boom, that's it. Mic drop. You cannot be accountable to me if I cannot talk to you. It's not even humanly possible. So why do they have this person in the way? Well, I think we all know the answer to that is to try and cut cost. The insurance company. Now, in this case, we're talking about a prescription that is a cheap drug. Matter of fact, in the rest of the world, it's an over-the-counter drug. And I believe in Tennessee, it was made an over-the-counter drug last year. But yet the insurance company is trying to reject paying for it, even though it's a cheap drug, because they're saying it's off-label use in this case. Here's the problem with that. When I was in the hospital last year and had my appendix removed and half my colon and a bunch of tumors, and it was a big deal at the time. In the recovery, they prescribed gabapentin for me for nerve pain. Okay, those of you in the medical field watching this already know what I'm about to say. Gabapentin is labeled by FDA to treat seizures, shingles, and restless leg syndrome, none of which I had coming out of appendix cancer surgery. Give me a break. So that was obviously off-label use. So the insurance company cannot legitimately say today that they won't approve the current drug for off-label use because they've already approved other drugs for off-label use in the past. You can be inconsistent with some people. You're not going to do that with me. I'm sorry. I have filed an appeal with the insurance company, and I'm going to fight them over principle. The cost of this drug is not very big. I'm going to pay for it and get it anyway. But I'm still going to fight them over it because at some point, something big is going to come along, and they're going to try and reject it. And they shouldn't be allowed. I'm at the place right now where I believe every adult American who has ever voted in their life should be forced to apologize to each other and to our children for what we have allowed the politicians to do to what was once the premier healthcare system on the planet. The politicians have inserted jobs and people and checkpoints and things in between the doctor and the patient, and they've inserted problems and cost. And it doesn't provide value. It doesn't reduce cost. There's been hours and hours of people's time and doctors and various people involved in the rejection and appeal on this one drug for me. There's no way they're reducing cost. It's a $41 drug. Just the 15 minutes you took on the phone listening to my description for an appeal after I sat on hold for an hour, the 15 minutes is worth more than the $41 that the drug costs to their person's time, not even counting my time. So it's not about saving money, folks. It's not. I don't care what the politicians say. That's not what it's about. It's about control. It's about restrictions. It's about, I hesitate to say this, but I fear that it's about ensuring that we stay sick. I mean, that's the way it looks. They'll have to prove me wrong on that because everything I see them do tells me I'm right.